Good morning, welcome to Land of Plenty. 6:44 a.m. over here on the west coast. Yep, so in the morning, hauling water for cooking and the toilet is part of the game. It's got to happen. But these little headlights are actually, or any sort of battery powered LED light you can get a hold of is really key. Okay, here's some other tips about forced off-grid living. Get a headlight. Don't go spending, $18, $19 on a headlight. You can go over to Walmart and they have little Ozark Trail ones that are, maybe I have one on me. No, I don't, but they're $1. So you can really stock up on those and give them to everybody in your camp. If you get delivered water, set a couple of those aside and save them for a moment like this. Don't put them in a spot where they'll get hot. Get yourself a propane camp cook stove, like the one I showed you the other day, for the reason that you can do your outside business. See, this is that way you can do your outside dishwashing, because without normal working propane action, you don't have hot water. I have an aftermarket thing on my, sorry for the noise. That thing is a Mary hot water heater, and it's basically made to nail to a tree, hook up to a propane tank, and then a spigot comes out the other side and you can shower. It comes with a shower head, or you can hook it into your little trailer like I did, and I managed to get showers and laundry done with that thing. That's no replacement for the one that's going to go in my house. What else? Blankets. Have lots of blankets. Get those sleeping bags out. What else? Gasoline for your car. Just keep it around. And if you really never get into it, put some fuel stabilizer in it. It will help it. In case I didn't mention, have an extra propane tank or two around if possible. Stock up on propane tanks. My little generator gets about 14 hours out of a propane tank, maybe more, somewhere around there. And I guess on gas it gets about 10, so not as much torque comes out of the propane, but you get more action out of it. Have some coolers. You may need to store your food in there. Nobody really has ice on hand, but try to get block ice. If you hear there's a disaster coming, try to get block ice. It lasts longer. And try to set it up in a way that you can keep the water that melts off of that ice. Yeah, it'll come in handy for other things, like flushing the toilet. We actually have a bucket in the restroom next to the toilet, a bucket with a bucket. And so we have to dump water into the cup, into the bowl, when we've done our business. Later down the line, we'll have a fire tank up the hill, and that will actually supply all of our downhill needs without electricity. But this is another little PSA from your pal, Two Elks at Land of Plenty, about preparedness in the power outage, or something like that. Be well. Two more things I forgot to mention that didn't make sense. Why do I have two hot water systems? One is because my well system runs on electricity. I live next to a creek, but my clean water is pumped by electricity. So my house system's not complete. It's down without that pressure. And then another thing I didn't mention is, what if you don't get delivered? Try to have some food grade 5-gallon buckets around not just around, but set aside and not used, kept clean, and get lids for them. You can store water in there, and the water won't taste funky. It's a good alternative if you don't have those delivered number 7 plastic bottles. Just saying. Morning, welcome to Land of Plenty. I'm Christopher Two Elks, and so this is my garlic bed in the back I've been working on. You actually kind of see them coming up here. We're looking on the bright side here because today we're in the PG&E PSPS, which we're in Northern California, and that stands for the Public Safety Power Shutoff. So all that noise in the background is a generator. I already live half off grid. You see, I already live in a 5th wheel trailer because I'm building my home. I moved onto a burned farm after a previous fire, and this is the home site in the back, but now it's our glorious garden. So anyway, and so I'm having to go ultra primitive today. Sorry, I'm trying to find which screen this is. Yeah, I'm trying to go having to go ultra primitive today. My hot water is on my my Camp Chef right back there. That's how I'm having to do the dishes now. But not to worry, I moved onto a piece of land that I'm 100 feet from a creek. So that was by design. I was trying to move here to get wildlife, water, wood, and weather. The weather seems to not be cooperating, but everything else is groovy. So we just missed a wildfire. I'm right on the edge of what was called the Kincaid fire, and we could see the smoke. I'll include some pictures, and we were on alert that we might be evacuated, and that avoided us and went on by. God bless that. But a lot of people all of Sonoma County had to be evacuated, basically. I pray that it's out. Energy is too sparse to go and stress myself out looking after that right now, because just getting water is an energy taker enough. And but as I said, I'm building my house, so if you watch the channel, you watch our progress, and I've got most of the doors and windows on, so I'm gonna go work on that today. Right now I'm at a gas station, and there's actually a line down the road behind me. You can't really see from the glare, but there's probably about 10 people in this line. So everyone's freaked out about their gas and power.